Welcome. This is Feminine Connections 3, and in today's practice, we'll be connecting to and perhaps engaging with the dynamic energy of the pelvic bowl. So, when energy is flowing well in our bowl, it has the potential to be an immense source of vital energy for us and creative energy as well. So, as always, I'm here as a guide, and I'm going to provide you with a few options along the way through this inner journey that you'll take. And so you will choose the options and the suggestions that feel really good for you in your body, and you'll just take the practice where you would like to take it. Okay, so before we dive in, my suggestion is that you have a pillow or a yoga bolster or folded blanket to use as a support for one of the parts of the practice today. So I'll invite you to do most of the practice actually lying down, as I find this is a more accessible way to engage with the energy of the bowl. But again, it's totally up to you. So if you're seated, you can begin here, and maybe right away you'd like to come to lie down and slide that pillow or bolster under your knees. Perhaps covering up with a blanket if you're chilly, or putting on a sweater, whatever you like. We'll just maybe close the eyes, or maybe you'll just turn your gaze down and start to bring your focus inward toward yourself, calling your energy toward yourself. And to open the space together, we'll sound the mantras Ma Om, Ma Om. Very primal sounds that help us to release tension in the jaw and the pelvic muscles, and also to connect with those seed sounds and those seed vibrations. So you're welcome to simply listen or to join in. We'll sing this 3 times. Ma. Maybe you'll place a hand or two over your heart or over your lower belly. Sensing the energy moving through your body and around your body. All of you is welcome to this practice. Every bone, every drop of blood, every sensation, every thought, all your desires. All of you is welcome. And if you're seated upright, the invitation is to maybe come to lie down on your back if that would be comfortable for you. And so if you are, again, let's slide that pillow or blanket under the knees, and that will just help you to relax your lower back and feel more supported as you lie down. Now I'm going to stay upright just so that the audio is clear for you. And we can pretend that everything that I'm doing is in a lying down position with you. So just get comfortable. Take your time. I'm also shifting around so that you can see. There we go. Okay, so really there's nothing much to see, but there's always a visual for you to ground into through the screen if you need. Okay, so lying down, and once you're there, once you've arrived, settling in and settling down. So perhaps you'll close your eyes again. And start to call your energy back in towards yourself. Sensing your heels earthed and grounded. The backs of your knees grounded. Your two buttocks in the back of your pelvic bowl grounded. Your two shoulder blades grounded. In the back of your head. Connecting to the support and the steadiness and perhaps the stillness of the ground that you're touching. And just noticing how your body and how your mind respond to that connection. So one of the ways that our feminine energy moves, one of the patterns that it takes, that we take, is a cyclical one. And this manifests in our bodies in many different ways, this cyclical movement. So it manifests in the menstrual cycle, the greater cyclical movement of womb life in general, from our first cycle through to menopause, the cycle of pregnancy and birth, our circadian sleep cycles, day and night, our digestive cycle, and one of the shortest cycles that we can connect to in any moment, the breath cycle. Within the steadiness of your bones, within your body, there is this cyclical, dynamic movement of breath coming in and breath going out. So perhaps you'll watch the breath coming and going through the nostrils. Riding the whole cycle of breath as it comes all the way in and all the way out. And perhaps you'll stay here in the nostrils, welcoming the breath as it moves through your head and your throat. Or perhaps you'll travel downwards now from nose to heart to witness and experience the breath as it gently rises and falls in your chest. Perhaps noticing the gentle expansion of your lungs and your ribs as you breathe in. And the gentle contraction as the breath goes out. And perhaps you'll stay here, breathing through chest and heart. Or maybe you'll travel downwards to settle in your belly, perhaps your upper belly, just between the lower ribs, perhaps your lower belly, just above your pelvic bowl. Maybe awareness spreads across the whole belly, just to notice, to experience the breath moving in a wave-like motion, rising and falling, swelling, retreating. Here in the softness of your belly. And as you tune into the breath here in your belly, it could encourage a deeper softening through the muscles and the organs, all the way through. Breathing here in the belly. Perhaps you'll remain still in all other parts of your body. Perhaps you'd like to connect with a little movement through your hands and fingers, your feet and toes, so that as you breathe in, the fingers spread and the toes spread, and everything opens to receive that breath. And as you breathe out, the fingers curl in, the toes curl in, and everything retreats to release that breath. Inhaling to open, to exhaling, to draw in. Adjust the pace of your breath. There's no need to breathe in a special kind of way. Just connecting to how it is to receive breath and to release. Not only through your lungs, perhaps the energy of the breath can be felt through your hands and your feet, or any place in your body. It's like your whole being, your whole body can be breathed. And perhaps you'll continue with this breath through your hands and your feet and your belly. Perhaps now you'll relax hands and feet. And the invitation now is to open the knees and bring the soles of your feet together. So you create a diamond shape with your legs and your hips and your feet. Just checking in, seeing if that's pretty comfortable for you as you lie down on your back. And if it's not, you can always come back to your original shape. Having the legs and the hips open in this way allows us to further soften through our bellies and all the way through now through the pelvic bowl. It's connecting to the very subtle opening through your hips. Maybe you'd like to ground your hands somewhere over your womb, over your pelvic bones, to invite your awareness to settle. The invitation is to allow your awareness to settle now into the bones of the pelvic bowl. Sensing the pubic bones in the front, the right hip bone, the right sitting bone in the back, the left sitting bone in the back, and the sacrum, the flat bone in the center, forming a downward pointing triangle. Perhaps sensing the sacrum touching the ground beneath. Aware of the left hip bone and the pubic bones in the front. We'll take this journey around the bones of the bowl, from pubic bones now over to the left hip, the left sitting bone, right sitting bone, the sacrum in the center, the right hip, and back to the pubic bones connecting in the front. And now sensing all of these points together. Sensing all of these points together. Perhaps feeling these points or visualizing these points in your mind. Or maybe connecting in some other way. And all sensations are welcome here in your bowl. All sensations are welcome. And any points of numbness or a different experience are also welcome. And so the invitation is to settle awareness on the bones of your bowl. Or perhaps now to invite your awareness into the very center of your bowl. Perhaps settling in the vagina, in the vulva, perhaps becoming aware of the whole center of your bowl at once. Any place where there is a warm welcome for your awareness. And from the center of your bowl, simply noticing, witnessing how your bowl responds to your breathing. Noticing all that there is to notice when the breath comes in and as the breath goes out. And let's imagine for a moment that you can actually breathe through your bowl, all the way through the base of your pelvis. And perhaps as the breath comes in, you could notice a softening, an opening, And as the breath goes out, perhaps you can notice a drawing in, a release. So how might it be to breathe through your bowl? Breath coming in, welcoming the quality of receptivity. Breath going out, welcoming a sense of containment or protection. And how is that to dance between soft receptivity and the sense of drawing inward to contain and protect? And if it resonates with you, perhaps you'll imagine that right at the base of your bowl, in the root of you, there is a flower. And as the breath comes in, this flower blossoms outward from the base of your bowl. And as the breath goes out, this flower draws inward. And perhaps it blossoms inside your bowl. So how might that be? To witness a beautiful flower blossoming outward as the breath comes in. And this flower curling in and perhaps blossoming inward as the breath goes out. Perhaps you'll keep this experience very subtle and very passive. And if you're menstruating, you'll keep the experience very soft, very passive, just like this, just as you are. If you'd like to engage with a little more of a physical sense of this, as your breath goes out and that flower blossoms in, you could gently lift through the pelvic floor muscles, gentle lift and a drawing in. And as the breath comes in again, you soften all the way through to allow that flower to blossom outward. Exhaling a gentle lift, a gentle hug, the muscles in the pelvic floor, gentle squeeze the vaginal muscles, and inhaling, softening all the way through. connecting with those energies of containment, a drawing in as the breath goes out and you lift, the sense of openness and softness as you relax and receive the breath. And don't worry if this practice is eluding you. Don't worry if the connections are not quite muscular. Whatever the experience you're having is the one that's just right for you at this time. And just with this simple practice of breathing through our bowls, we refresh the energy of the bowl. We welcome fresh, vital energy as we breathe in. We contain and hold that energy as we breathe out, releasing what is no longer needed. Now the invitation is to continue if you like. Perhaps now to relax your root, relax your muscles, and start to relax away from this practice, keeping your connection in your bowl. And for a quiet moment, we'll simply pause to notice all that there is to notice in the bowl. Perhaps a shift in energy in your being. Perhaps something different. Just noticing, how are you now? If there is anything that lingers that you would like to release, imagine sending that out through your legs and your feet, offering what you no longer need to the earth. And if your knees are apart, you'll gently bring them together and plant your feet on the earth. Perhaps you'll close this practice by placing one hand over your womb space, one hand over your heart, taking a few deeper cleansing breaths to send some of your heart's energies of gratitude and appreciation down into your bowl. When you're ready, if you're ready, just wiggling the tongue in the mouth, awakening your waters of flow, gently opening the eyes, keeping that inner connection as you now take in the space around you, reorient yourself in your space wherever you are, however you are. And I thank you so much for your presence, for being in this practice with me today. I hope it has been nourishing and inspiring for you. This is something that you can take with you as you move through the rest of your day and week, wherever you go. So I bow to you and to that creative force that's seated within you, me and all beings. Jema. Thank you, lovely. We'll see you next time. Take good care and do something that pleases you. Lots of love.